All Alabama Gardener, and this is the video. I'm showing you how I can tomatoes, and I'm giving you 13 tips on how to do it. Yeah, let's see. I think we got one in there. They've already been boiling for more than 10 minutes, so they're ready to be filled. So we're going to do a little canning tomatoes today. Thought I'd put some of the smaller ones up here on top for you to see. Now back here in the back I have my lids heating up. I always heat my lids. I don't care what the current instruction says, I do heat my lids. And then right here we got a pot of boiling water because we're going to need it to help remove the peeling from the tomatoes. So first thing I do before the tomato goes in the water is I put a little X right here. That's going to help the peel to start coming loose, and it helped me when I get ready to start peeling it. Another one. Now what I need over here is some cold water so that when the tomatoes comes out of that hot water, they go in here to cool them down. Now let me show you what's going on here. You see how that peeling started to shrink it back a little bit? So now it's ready to come off real easy. But it's hot. So it goes from the hot water over here to the cold water. So we set the camera up this way and you can see what's going on here. Now I have all my tomatoes scalded where the skin will come off easy, and I'm ready to start the next step. Alright, so now that I've got where the peeling will come off easy, next thing I want to do is what's called core it. So this core right in here is kind of hard, so you want to cut carefully. Around it. And there's the core. It's got some green sides on it. Then just peel off the rest of the skin. And if you have a place like that right there, just go down and cut it out. Now what? What I do then next is, let me move over here. I'll tear the tomato apart because when I put it in the jar, all I want is crushed tomatoes. So I just tear it apart like that. I don't need to go real deep in the tomato to get the core out. So I'll put my thumb down there about like that. And that way I got a gauge of how deep I'm going. I don't want to go all the way through the tomato and hit my hand on the other side. So that'll take out the core. And then we just go ahead and take it apart. So now we bring our hot jars back in and we're getting ready to put the tomatoes in the jar. So here's our pot of tomatoes over here. Yeah, it's completely full. First thing we want to do is a little bit of salt. For this pint, I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon. And now, I'm just going to take the tomato. We could call it tomato meat. Now if you fill that tomato jar up right there like that and you stop, after you process it, you'll have a little bit of tomato in there and a whole lot of juice. So what you do is you keep pushing tomatoes in there and forcing the juice out. Alright, that's all we want right there. Now we need to take us a paper towel, wipe it down good. And we get us a hot lid. And then it goes back over here in the pot in the water to go out to be hot water bathed. And this goes back in the pot. So here we are, aggressively boiling. I'm going to do it for 45 minutes. So the only thing you got to watch out for now is the water don't get too low. You want to keep the water up. And I got hot water coming over here, so if I need to put boiling water over here, not a problem. Alright, so now these are done, so I need to set them out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out of here and set them down here on a piece of plywood. You don't want to set them down on that piece of plywood. You don't want to set them on the concrete because that might be cool, might make your jars crack. So you don't want to do that. Now even as much as I packed them jars, you still see there's almost an inch of liquid down there at the bottom. And had I not packed them down tight, there'd have been a whole lot more than that. So there we got 8 jars and I got 5 more in the other cooker, so it's going to be a total of 13 pints for the day. All right, now every time that you can, whether you do it in a pressure canner or a hot water bath, as we did these tomatoes, you need to come back in and wash your jars with soapy water and rinse them off, because if you don't, you'll get mold growing right around the ring in the thread area like that. Now it doesn't get inside the jar, so you don't have a problem with that, but it's just moldy looking and obviously don't look good. So I always wash my jars like this, soapy water. Rinse them off and let them dry. As you can see, I packed them jars really good, so it's mostly tomatoes in there, not juice. So then you have the question of what do you do with this? Now you may think that's tomato juice. It is liquid, it comes out of the tomato, but it's far from what I think is a good quality tomato juice. I call this tomato liquid.